On deck now are three gentlemen who are going to bring us some information about resources that are available from the government to help businesses to grow and succeed. So Brent and Tony and Jim, you want to come on up? And what I'm going to do, again, with this format, I'm going to let them each introduce themselves, just a little bit of background about your history and then what your particular organization offers. While they're taking their places, in your folders, the green folder that you got with the program, there is a registration form that allows us to know that you're here. If we could get that back from you, it'd be really helpful. There's also an evaluation form giving us feedback. Really, if we can get data from participants, we can know how to tweak and improve the program going forward. And there probably also is in your folder a schedule of upcoming events for the SBDC. So Tony, Jim, and Brent, why don't you go ahead and begin? Why don't you go ahead and start, Brent?
Sure. Good morning, I'm Brent Peacock with the Veterans Business Outreach Center. We are the SBA's fundamental primary business counseling agency. We work with veterans, active duty, veteran spouses, Guard and Reserve, and veteran widows. As per Public Law 10650, the Veterans Entrepreneurship Act, which founded the Office of Veteran Business Development. There are 10 VBOCs in America. We are Region 4, which is Kentucky down to the Keys and east of Louisiana. 5.5 million veterans live there. I had the pleasure last year of consulting with 3,103 of them. We are business consultants, full-faith business analysts. We help the veteran through business plans, government contracting, CVE process, buying franchises, buying existing businesses, selling businesses, and pretty much anything they want to do. We've worked with bowling alleys, optometrists, any kind of business that's available in industry. We have those abilities to do that. The goal of the VBOC is three things: to create personal wealth, employ veterans, and improve the community. I want to speak briefly about Johnny Harris, a veteran who I worked with. He was in the Army. He did base housing inspection. He was selling Ford motor cars as a Ford salesman. He came to me and said, "Mr. Peacock, I want to try something different. I want to get into the home inspection business." I said, "Okay, Johnny, well, you need to first take the test to be certified through the state of Florida, and then we'll move from there." Well, he did that. We helped him to get a Patriot Express SBA government-guaranteed veteran-only business loan to purchase a very unique type of camera. Now, this camera can take photographs and detect cold spots. Now, we all live in the South. Cold means wet, and wet means mold, and mold means you don't want it. Johnny was top of market for some time because of his access to that camera that we helped him to purchase. I told him to join the Chamber of Commerce. He joined the Realtor Group. He does about 3 jobs a day in this economy. And I said I wanted to use him as a success story. He said, "But Mr. Peacock, I'm not successful." I said, "Johnny, do you remember that day you came in, it was in August, and you sat down at my desk and you bumped your knee and you said you wanted to start a business?" He said, "Yeah, I do. My knee still hurts." I said, "Success isn't about being a millionaire. It's about having your own company, making your own decisions, making your own money, and working as hard as you can and being rewarded by pay that you get from your own employee." So that's Johnny Harris. We'd love to work with you. We offer free confidential consulting services to veterans and veteran spouses and widows, active duty, Guard and Reserve. We can be accessed at www.v as in Victor, B as in Bravo, O as in Oscar, C as in Charlie.org. That is a free online electronic request for counseling that gives us basically a file, who you are, how to contact you, what kind of business you're starting, where you are in the business cycle, and most importantly, a statement that says that we don't sell you anything, we don't charge you for anything, and we don't share your information. Ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate your service. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Jim Brooks. I'm from the Small Business Administration. I'm also a retired Navy guy. And first of all, thank you for your service. We heard the general today. I'd like to think of myself as the guy that opens doors for you if you want to start your own business. For the Small Business Administration, we work with everybody that wants to start a small business. But in my job, I'm the Veteran Services Officer. So, hey, I'm working here for you. If you're not tapping me saying, "Hey, I want to start a business, how do I do it?" then you know what? Write my name down. My table's right outside. I want you to call me. Because, you know, our goal working with the Veteran Business Office and then also with PTAC with counseling, we all work together and we want you to succeed. Now, what does SBA do? Well, we do run a lot of programs for everybody. In this case, we're going to be talking about the veterans. We try to get you financing. We do have the Patriot Express guaranteed loan. However, honestly, in my studies, many veteran business owners, many veteran businesses that are just starting off do it without financing. But I want you to know that financing is available, and we can help you there. If you're wondering, well, hey, what bank can I go to? We've got lists of that. But you know what? We're going to get you a good look at whether or not you can get financing. Before you go to the financing thing, though, you got to have a business plan. And I'll tell you what, I've talked to a lot of veterans that say, hey, I know what I want to do. I need $10,000 to do this. You know, help me out. Well, I said, well, do you have a business plan? How do you know you need $10,000? Well, they don't. It's just a gut. That's what they think they need. I said, hey, listen, let's get your ideas down on paper because you're going to need that when you go to the bank. And through that, we have business resource partners, such as Rob Pickett here at the SBDC locally. We have SCORE chapters. SCORE is our volunteer resource network that teaches free classes, but they can also teach you how to do a business plan. We also have a lot of on-demand classes at the SBA website, sba.gov. You know, we'll get you there and get your thoughts on paper. We also do work with contracting. We have different programs for that, and I won't steal your thunder on the contracting. We have a lot of really smart people that get out of the service and say, hey, listen, I kind of like doing what I did in the military. Can I do it in the civilian world? And the answer is yes. Did you ever consider contracting through the federal government? And if you're a service-disabled veteran, there are set-asides for that. And as we heard from Stu earlier, a lot of this involves knowing people, networking, getting to know the contracting officials at your local federal agencies or bases so they know your name, and if they have a job coming up that fits your business, they'll say, hey, you know what? I know a veteran-owned business. I'm going to see if I can do a set-aside for this person. And you know what? They'll take a look at you, but at the end, it's basically, can you perform the work? But your veteran status makes you available for set-asides, and that's something that you should know about. So I've mentioned we provide financing for small business owners. We help you out with resource partners. If there's something that you don't know, hey, listen, I'm going to find you somebody that does. I am not a small business owner. However, I think that when I retired from the Navy in 2004, had I known that these resources were available to me, I may have made some different choices. Fortunately, if we have any service members out there that are thinking about transitioning, the Small Business Administration, the Department of Defense, have launched a new class called Boots to Business for transitioning service members that are leaving the service and considering home or their own business. If you're interested in something like that, give me a shout. I can hook you up at least with Patrick Air Force Base locally or with possibly another local military base. MacDill has the course. Key West has the course. We have other things, and Brent here is one of our instructors for that course. So please consider that. It's if you're thinking about a business, a lot of people leave the class saying, geez, I never thought of that. And believe it or not, the course may change your mind about your thoughts of home business, starting your own business, because that's the intent. We want to make sure you understand what you're getting into. With that, I'll hand over to PTAC.
Thank you. Good morning. Thank you for your service, everyone. Again, my name is Tony Espinosa. I'm the Regional Program Manager for the Procurement Technical Assistance Center program. Now, we also refer to as PTAC. PTAC is a program that needs no introduction. However, I would like to introduce my colleagues. Derek Hudson, he's in the back. Please stand, Derek. And our latest colleague, Patricia Simpson. Please stand. Derek Hudson is responsible for Volusia County, Flagler, Sumter, and Lake counties. If you have a business in those counties, he's the man that you want to speak with. Patricia Simpson just came on board to take over Brevard County. So if you are a business in Brevard County, Patricia is the person that you would like to speak with, or you would need to speak with. I'm staying with Orlando, Seminole, and Orange, Seminole, and Osceola counties right now. So if you have business in those counties, I'm your man. If you call me and you're in a different county, I'll refer you out to them. Our program is a specialized program under the Small Business Development Center. How many here are aware exactly what the Small Business Development Center does or can do for you? Okay, for those of you that don't, I'll summarize a little bit on what they do and talk a little bit more about what we do. I like to say that the Small Business Development Center will provide you with information, guidance, and assistance with anything business. While we're focusing more on small, medium enterprises and more established businesses, we also do provide assistance for startup companies and companies that are just started or wanting to start a business. They provide assistance with preparing your business plan, walk you through the process, guide you in that regard. Again, information on banking here in Brevard. Rob is a banker. So if you need information on banking, want to talk to somebody in those areas. The SBDC also has various programs that you can take advantage of. In Orlando, they have an advisory board council program only for those companies in Orlando. The reason for that is because Orange County provides funding for that program. We have a CEO exchange program. We have a Small Business Institute that UCF provides interns. If you need an intern to help you, you're doing research in any projects that you may be working on. We have a Small Business Resource Network program. That program is a program where many business owners join that we can refer clients to. We normally make referrals, 3 referrals. If you ask for someone to help you with maybe with your accounting or even with your different aspects of running your business. So we have a lot of resources to help you. Now, our program, I'll talk more about my program. We do everything and anything government, is what I like to say. We work with businesses in doing business with the federal, state, and local government. That's from guiding you with writing proposals, reviewing proposals, helping you get it right, helping you follow the instructions. Because really, responding to a solicitation and writing a proposal is really not that hard. All you really need to do is follow the instructions. Okay, you're probably saying, yeah, right, Tony, I've been there, I've done that. It's not that simple. Well, sometimes the government doesn't really put out a well-written solicitation so you can understand exactly what they want. Those are some of the things that we can help you with. But my background is in procurement and acquisitions and contracting, and the biggest problems that I've seen is that people don't follow the instructions. You know, I've gotten proposals across my desk that I just want to put in the trash because it's evident that they didn't read the instructions. And if you don't read the instructions and show the government that you're going to give them what they're asking for, they're not going to award you a contract. That's a great indicator of what kind of work you're going to do. Okay, that's bids and proposals. Certifications. There are several certifications out there, verification programs and just programs that we can help explain, that we can guide you, that we can review those packages for you before you submit them in detail. 8A is one. I do a lot of reviewing of 8A packages. The Hub Zone, the Women-Owned Small Business Program. Let me talk about that for a few minutes. The Women-Owned Small Business Program is just that. It's a program. The federal government does not have a Women-Owned Small Business certification. Okay, they have a program. All you do is upload documentation into a website and and you're participating in the program. It's more detailed than that, and we can help you with that. But essentially, that's all it is. The certifications for the women-owned small businesses are state and local governments. When you have your M/WBE, with the state is actually a CBE, Certified Business Enterprise. Those are certifications, and those are specifically to that either particular state or those local governments or their metropolitan statistical areas. Those are also certifications that we can help you with. The most recent one that we've been involved with is with the Center for Veterans Enterprise, the Veterans First program with the VA, the verification program. That is not a certification. You're not certified as a service-disabled veteran. You are verified as a service-disabled veteran or a veteran. And that lends itself to set-asides with the Veterans Administration. Now, I foresee in the future, not sure how far, where probably most of all your federal governments are going to be using the CVE database to vet you as a veteran. The reason why it's been so difficult in the past to become verified is because, in the recent past, is because in the distant past, there's been a great deal of fraud, and we've had many companies, large companies, putting out to be a service-disabled veteran, which is taking food out of your mouth as a service-disabled veteran company. That process, while I have personally and professionally issues with the Veterans Administration, I'm not afraid to admit that. I think they have some serious issues that they need to get resolved. The process is really not that hard. Don't throw anything at me if you've been through it and it's been a challenge for you. Basically, if you give them what they are asking for, you'll be fine. The biggest problem that I've seen with that is they want you to own and control your business. And you need to demonstrate that you actually control that business in your corporate documents, your bylaws, your minutes, all the corporate operating agreements. You need to demonstrate in there that you control that company. If you have a board of directors and they make the ultimate decision, there can be negative control of that company. So that's the biggest issue that I've been seeing. Another issue may be the highest compensated. If you can justify compensating an employee more than what you are being compensated, you're fine. Because with professional services, that may be the case. So we have been vetted as PTAC, as a PTAC program, at least here in Florida, to assist you with the verification program. We are CVE verification counselors. We're also listed on their website. Certifications is just another thing that we do. We help you with marketing to the government, federal, state, local. The little things make a big difference. If you look at your business card, does your business card tell a story? Do you have your DUNS number on your business card? If you're a woman-owned small business, does your business card say that? If you're a veteran, service-disabled veteran-owned small business, does your business card say that? Your NAICS codes, are they on your business cards? Now, if you have 100 NAICS codes, we don't expect you to put 100 NAICS codes on your business card. Just put your few main NAICS codes on there. So business card is very important. Does the name of your company indicate to anyone what you may do? And if it doesn't, that's fine. But somewhere in your business card should tell me what you do. I get people give me business cards, I look at it, and they're going on. Okay, what do you do? Okay, and then sometimes they have a problem or some challenges in actually telling me what they do in layman's terms. Okay, so if you're a technical company, try to break it down. To me, talk to me like if I'm a fifth grader. So like that, I can understand exactly what it is that you do. I like to think that I know a little bit about quite a lot of different things because of my backgrounds, my experiences, and the things that I've done. If I can't understand what you do, the government and the people you're talking to are not going to understand what you do. Okay? I will continue to ask you questions. Okay? Explain to me exactly what you do so So like that, I know what you do, so when I'm speaking with somebody, I can clearly articulate exactly what you do. That's very important when it comes to marketing. How many people here who are doing business with the federal government have a capability statement? That's a one-page resume of your company. Okay, not a place to glorify you, it's just an attention getter. Okay, you contact Alice O'Neill, Nelson Escobar, Beth at Army Corps. They're going to ask you for a capability statement. What is it that you do? Okay, tell me what you do, what you've done, some past performance, what makes you different, what's your differentiator, why should I buy from you than your competitor? What makes you stand above your competitors? Okay, networking. How many people here have business cards? How many people here have business cards to exchange with everyone in this place? Okay, this is a networking event for you. While you may be getting some training and you're talking to people behind tables, you should also be talking to each other, because you don't know who knows who, and you don't know where your next job is going to come from, whether it be a contract, a purchase order, or a purchase card purchase. Okay, very important. These are the little things that make a big difference. One of the most important things that you're going to need to do is build relationships. If you're not building relationships, touch up your resume and go get a job. Because really, folks, that's the name of the game. If you are in business, you should be building relationships with everybody. And same goes with government agencies. That's why the perception is sometimes that the same company keeps on getting the same job. That's a perception. They have those relationships. You need to start building those relationships and start where those folks started. Veterans, if you haven't visited your county veteran service counselor to discuss your disability rating, you need to. Now, this is a little bit outside of my scope. I am a Navy veteran. I am a service-disabled veteran. And I pay probably a little bit more attention to veterans when it comes to their benefits. If you retired or you got out of the military, you did a physical for a discharge, and at the same time that was a disability decision type physical, you still need to go to your veteran service counselor. Every county has a veteran service counselor. I'm not telling you to go to the VA. I'm telling you to go to your veteran service counselor at the county and discuss your particular situation, because you may be able to appeal that decision and get a higher rating. You may be able to appeal a denial and get a rating. Okay? A 0% disability rating still considers you as a service-disabled veteran, and you can take advantage of the service-disabled veterans program, the VA Veterans First program. So if you have not done that, I highly encourage you to do that. I have a great team. We all work together. We have a lot of information out on our table, several events coming up that you can take advantage of. Some are based, some are fee-based. Take a look at those. I didn't mention that we also do workshops and seminars. Our workshops and seminars mostly are fee-based. One thing I did not say also was that our services are at no cost. You don't have to pay to come speak with us. You can come meet with us as much as you like. Next year, I'm going to roll out a new program, training program, where if you just started a business or you're thinking about starting a business, I'm going to do maybe an hour information session where you can come and find out a little bit more. Because again, our target clients are established businesses, because the government only wants to do business really with established businesses. You really need to prove yourself, okay? And if you say, well, they're not going to give me any work. If you're in contracting, if you're in IT, you need to look at subcontracting. And you have a lot of folks out here today that you can talk to them about subcontracting. My name is Tony Espinosa. I'm with the procurement program with the SBDC. Derek Hudson, Patricia Simpson, we're here to serve you. Thank you. Come visit our tables and get our business cards. God bless you guys.
All right, I guess we'll take any questions anybody might have. Yes, sir. Sure. At least for the Small Business Administration in Fort Lauderdale, we have an SBDC down in that area. We have SCORE members, and of course, our main office is in Miami, which isn't too far down the road.
In Fort Lauderdale, we have Mike Bell, who just came on board. Mike Bell was with the PTAC program a couple years ago. He left and he came back. So he's responsible for Fort Lauderdale. Now, we have a brochure on our table. Mike's contact information is not on there. However, in Boca, we have 2 procurement specialists that you can contact. They'll give you Mike Bell's information. Or if you send me an email, I can give that to you as well. We have PTAC offices throughout the state, UWF in Pensacola, UNF in Tallahassee, us here at UCF, in Fort Lauderdale, Palm Beach State College. Down in Miami, we have representation as well. Florida Gulf Coast University on the West Coast, and USF in Tampa. We have PTAC offices in all those areas.
And I can answer the question too. You also have my agency as well. I didn't spend any time talking about my staff. We're one of 4. We cover all of Florida, of course. One of my employees is a retired 40-year government contracting warrant officer. This guy, John Miller, John, has got the FAR memorized. I've never seen anything like it. Up to the sequester, we were able to help veterans win over $15 million in government contracts, subcontracts. We're already close to that again this year. But we also got a guy who is a farmer rancher who's owned car lots. We have a guy who's bought and sold medical laboratories from Boston down to the Keys, phlebotomy, audiology, cardiology labs, wrap them up, sell them. And a guy who's worked as an accountant for 40 years, most recently in Atlanta in the real estate. So we've got everything covered, and I'm the banking guy. So we've got everything covered as far as what you might need. We've got staff to meet that, and we can work. You can work with us and them. So all of us want to help you. That's why we're all here at the same table, because we all can help you, and we all want to do just that.
Other questions? Yes, sir. Rob?
Seems like the question of access to capital is probably the number one concern for people that are very young in their business. And maybe from the SBA side, you may talk to that. And Tony, after he finishes, maybe you could elaborate a little bit about teaming. And if they can't find money or they don't have enough money to do it out of the box, how would you find somebody to team with? 2 questions.
I cannot answer that question on how to find money because it's not what I do.
I can. All right, yes, Rob's made a good point. Everybody says, hey, I need money to start a business. Well, first of all, let me just correct maybe a misconception that some people have. SBA does not give loans. What we do is we work with lending partners and we guarantee those loans. So what it means is that the bank has less risk because the federal government is going to back up a good portion of that loan. So we have the small business loan program. For veterans specifically, we have the Patriot Express loan. There's been a commitment by some of the major banks in the United States to do more Patriot Express loans. So if you're looking for financing, I highly encourage you to consider a small business administration guaranteed loan. If you go to our website in the South Florida district, it's very simple, sba.gov/South Florida. I can point to you what banks or what lenders we use. Navy Federal Credit Union is one of them. They'll write a Patriot Express loan. I know that they have an office right down here on the beach here. So, possibly your very own bank right now can be a lender for that. Just so you know, and I've talked to a lot of veterans, you just have to understand that if you're starting your first business, you are a startup business. You may have worn the uniform, but the banker is looking at you as somebody that's starting up their own business, and there is a risk involved. So again, you need to be going in with a good business plan. I highly recommend you have that business plan reviewed by either Rob's people or SCORE to make sure, you know, it's in the language of bankers. Bankers are looking at different things. They are concerned about you repaying that loan. So it's very important to have a good business plan going in there. Second of all, collateral is going to be an issue. Collateral is going to be an issue. However, I was telling the story to somebody out there in the lobby earlier. I had a Marine veteran friend whose best friend was starting a, believe it or not, it was a gun cleaning kit. He was putting together this gun cleaning kit, and he needed money to start this business. So he went out on a Kickstarter program, you know, the online venture capital program called Kickstarter.com. He went in there, filled out the forms, and told everybody, hey, I just need $25,000 so I can get this business started. Well, believe it or not, through social media and everything, he got enough veterans and stuff to give him that $25,000 money that he was looking for. So, hey, he was really happy, but then I grabbed this guy and I said, well, wait, you've got $25,000 now. Do you know that that represents collateral? You can take that $25,000 and go into the bank and ask for a Patriot Express loan. And just as a rule of thumb, for a startup business, I use 25%. I said, you know, you may be able to access up to $100,000 in a loan because now you have collateral. So again, keep those things in your back of your head. We talk about bootstrapping on financing a business. That was just one Marine veteran that got a lot more money than what he expected to from, you know, just pulling up his friends together, getting some money. He had collateral, and then he could go out and get another loan.
One thing that we do as well is work with that veteran who wants to start a business at startup on building a feasibility. It was called a SWOT analysis earlier today. Same thing, basically. To find out if the business has got any legs. Will this thing work? What's your market share? How much do you really need? And I think it was mentioned before, how do you know you need $10,000? There's been lots of cases where somebody wanted $1 million to hire all these people and get this building, and really, they did it for less than 30 because they worked through feasibility, working on a business plan, laying out the SWOT analysis, and finding out what they really needed was nowhere near $1 million. So sometimes, just by laying everything out and finding out what you need, because we all want $1 million, but you don't necessarily need it. And you're going to owe the bank that money, whether the business fails or succeeds. So by doing preparation, being prepared, doing your due diligence, and doing your feasibility, your SWOT analysis, whatever else you want to call it, we can help you with that. You're better prepared to go to see a lender.
And just on the financing thing, if, you know, we had Stu here talking about franchises. Veterans are are valued in the franchise, and our office has worked with VetFran, an organization that deals with veterans buying franchises. A lot of franchises will also provide the funding for that franchise business. So, you know, if that's something that you're considering, understand that there's other avenues of funding that business startup.
Any like receivables funding with SBA? Let's say I got an order for $1 million and it could take like 3 months. I have a bona fide PO, it's financed, maybe it was approved, but it would take like 3 months to get. Let's say with some products out of China where they're not going to ship unless they're going to have like a letter of credit, and it could take 6 to 8 weeks to get delivered.
Yes, actually there is. That PO is collateral. There's a process called factoring where they use that collateral to provide you with the money to meet that deliverable. So yes, that can be done. We have worked with lots of veterans who've been successful in winning contracts and actually having signed POs that could be used as collateral to finish up the contract. You don't want to have a bad past performance on your first time out. So that's why that's
You know, and if you're talking about exporting goods to a foreign country, importing, exporting, for those things, we do, the SBA does support an export assistance center. You might want to talk to them if you're thinking about exporting and turning it around the other way.
There's also an import-export loan, SBA loan, available.
Other questions? All right, if there's some more questions, hey, feel free to stop and at our tables out there in the lobby if you think of something later on.